There's no way out of here when you come in, you're in for good. There are no answers here when you look out, you don't see it. There are no boundaries set the time, and yet you waste it still.
Today we're celebrating the anniversary of this album, David Gilmour's 1978 self-titled album. In addition to talking about this album, I'm going to show other pressings I have of his, some of the singles, and show a few clips from where I saw him perform at TV shows here in the United States. This album was released May 26 in the UK of 1978, but it came out in the United States today, June 17, 46 years ago. Why would David Gilmour do a solo album outside of Pink Floyd? I guess he needs a creative outlet. By the end of the 70s, he's realized his creative input with Pink Floyd isn't as strong as it once was. In 1978, he was recording this album. Wright was recording his album. Roger Waters was working on what would become The Wall and his first solo album, The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking. And I don't know what Nick Mason, the drummer, was doing during this era. The bandmates David Gilmour used for this session were his old bandmates from his first band, The Joker's Wild, before he joined Pink Floyd. Willie Wilson, the drummer, would go on to be the drummer of the Surrogate band during the Wall tours. Other musicians they brought in were session players. If you're a gearhead, I'll put a link to a webpage that describes in detail the gear that David used for this album, including the famous black Strat and all his other iconic gear that he's used over the years. This album was recorded at Super Bear Studios in Nice, France. Primarily recorded there because of tax reasons, as David Gilmour and the band owed a lot of money outside of France. This album would be considered rock, blues rock with progressive elements, very guitar-driven rock. The key tracks on this album are Mahalis, There's No Way Out of Here, and Short and Sweet from side 2. The track everyone knows and loves is There's No Way Out of Here. It's got a great intro, a great guitar. And he brought that track from the 1976 Unicorn album that he produced. This is the US white label promo. It is gatefold. And here is the label. The track, There's No Way Out of Here, was a track originally recorded by the band Unicorn in 1976, which David Gilmour produced. This is that album. Gilmour produced two of their albums, Blue Pine Trees from 1974 and Too Many Crooks from 1976. So in 1978, he took that song from Unicorn and redid it himself. Both versions are really good. This is the Japanese pressing of this album. Has the obi. It's got a photo of David there. This is also a gatefold, just like the US. I don't have the UK. This is the label. And this is the B-side of the Japanese LP. There was a couple singles from the album. No Way Out of Here. This is a white label promo on Columbia. This is US. Comes with the Columbia sleeve. It's the same song on both sides. This is the Italian picture sleeve of There's No Way Out of Here. And they spelled the song definitely wrong. The label. I also have a second copy of that. This is the German version of There's No Way Out of Here. A nice pink font. Like I said before, Wright was recording his solo album and released it the same year as David's. This is the white label promo for Rick's album. It's good. Dave's is better. It's also the gatefold. It says Rick Wright of Pink Floyd, US pressing, white label promo. And since they both put their album out at the same time, Harvest in France thought it would be a good idea to promote them together. So they put out this 12-inch single, Richard Wright, David Gilmour of Pink Floyd. This came out only in France. It says 45 tour special disco mix. And it came out in this yellow vinyl. It's pretty hard to find. I picked this up at Record Safari. I was very surprised. I've looked for it for years and actually got it this year. That's pretty rare, so if you do find this, grab this one. Some other notable albums by Dave Gilmour, and I don't have them all. I'm missing Live and Dance and a few others, but his 1984 album, About Face, this is the US pressing. First album is better than this one. This is the single, which would be Blue Light. This is the UK version of Blue Light. The B-side is Cruise. This is the 12-inch promo from the album. All Lovers Are Deranged, Blue Light, again, 1984. Blue Light on the 12-inch. All Lovers Are Deranged on the B-side. Another 12-inch, Love on the Air. This is the US version. Promo only. In 2006, he put out On an Island. This was a really good album, much better than his previous albums. It's him and his wife Polly. Nice gatefold. Was released March 6, 2006. His collaborators on this were Rick Wright and Phil Manzanera. This is the label and the B-side. Poster with the lyrics. This is a really well presented album. There was a single from that album, Smile. Back. Before I saw him play in 2006, I was fortunate enough to get a ticket to see him perform at The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
Concert series continues tonight with a music icon who's the voice and the guitar of the legendary rock band Pink Floyd, ladies and gentlemen. It's critically acclaimed CD right here. It's called On an Island. Please welcome David Gilmour, a special guest, David Crosby and Graham Nash.
Remember that night, white steps in the moonlight. They walked through empty playground, this ghost town. Children.
In 2015, he released the album Rattle That Lock. I didn't realize I didn't have the vinyl, but while making this video, I ordered it, so it should be coming. When you bought tickets for the 2016 concert, you'd get a free CD, so I have a bunch of CDs. If anyone wants a CD, hit me up. I'm pretty generous with these things. I only have like 6 left. David's tour of 2016, he traveled the world, and I was fortunate enough to see about 10 of those shows. 3 at the Hollywood Bowl, 1 at the Forum, New York, Chicago, Toronto, and a few others that seemed to slip my mind. In Toronto, I went to a book signing where he took questions from the audience, and I was able to ask him a question, and then I got his autograph afterwards. I saw the last 4 shows the past week in LA, and thank you for that. It was so great. Jimmy Kimmel and the 3 shows. And I'm curious, would you consider...
Cool.
Yes. Would you consider playing Echoes in Pompeii?
I greatly doubt it. I don't think I could pull Echoes off without Rick.
Right, that's our fun.
I'm sorry. I mean, we've talked about this. But, it's a piece for the two of us to play on. And I've scrubbed that off my list.
Yeah, it echoes, I tell you, I'm still bad for you.
But I can see why you think it would be a good one to do, okay? And I agree with you. But yeah.
I can't find the photo that he autographed, but it's somewhere around here. After the book signing in Toronto, came back to Los Angeles, and I was again fortunate enough to get a ticket to see David perform on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Yes. Are we ready for this, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, audience time to play!
In 2020, David put out a single for Record Store Day called Yes, I Have Ghosts with his daughter, Romany. I think that's how you say it, Romany Gilmour. He's got an album coming out at the end of this year, actually on Roger's birthday, like September 8th of this year, and Romany actually sings a few of the tracks from that. I have a few David Gilmour bootlegs. Since he didn't play any shows from '78, I have this from his 1984 tour, No Way Out. This was live in London. This bootleg came out in '87, but it was from the show in 1984. This bootleg's got a really cool colored vinyl. Sometime in the later 2000s, the same album, No Way Out, was reissued. It was the same London show, and it's got a nice cool vinyl for that. There's also the About Face in Quebec City label for that. And the last bootleg that I have is David Gilmour, March 27, 2016 at the LA Forum. This is a 2-disc set, and this was one of the concerts that I went to at the LA Forum. At the end of this video, I'll be showing a clip that I took from my cell phone of David Gilmour performing of this exact show. I know I've missed a few vinyl that I could not find. There's a few singles, so this isn't complete of everything I have. I just could not find them. That is all of my David Gilmour vinyl. I'm missing a few, but for the most part. But back to this. This generally got positive reviews. People liked it. It's no Pink Floyd, and Roger Waters would not let any of these songs be on a Pink Floyd album. But during these sessions, David did do the demo of Comfortably Numb, which didn't make this album, so it did get him on the wall. It's very bluesy. David Gilmour here sounds like B.B. King. If you like B.B. King type blues, I think you're gonna like this album. If you have not heard any David Gilmour solo, start with this one first. Come back to the video, put in the comments, did you like it? Did you not like it? What track did you like? Did you like There's No Way Out of Here? Because everyone likes that song, everyone likes the intro, and everyone likes that guitar solo. Please like and subscribe if you like this type of content, and I will keep making these type of videos. Now here is a clip of David Gilmour from 2016 performing at the Forum from my vantage point using my iPhone.